Sup, peeps? Raw After Mania was pretty good, but we'll talk about it next. But if you are new, like and subscribe. Cool Boy Wrestling 101 back with another one. All right. So it started out with John Cena fresh off of his win from WrestleMania, winning the championship, and he was in the ring and he was talking trash for a while until Randy Orton walked up behind him. At first, he didn't know. So when he turned around to an RKO. Yes, an RKO. And then Randy Orton held up the championship at the end. And this is going to be good, man. If this is actually where they're taking this, Randy Orton versus John Cena, it's going to be good. Like, come on. It's just gonna be good. It's just gonna be good. I mean, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say it's always good to see Randy Orton and John Cena going at it because it's it's a good feud. I mean, they've probably had more matches against each other than anybody in WWE, and it's good. So most of the time. So I think I speak for a lot of people when I say this is going to be good to see Randy Orton and John Cena go at it again. Liv Morgan and Raquel got their rematch against Becky Lynch and Lyra after, remember, Becky Lynch returned and won the tag team titles against them. Well, okay, this week they lost while Becky Lynch was outside of the ring. Lyra was pinned by, I believe it was Liv Morgan. Um, Becky Lynch was sitting there and she was looking kind of upset. And this is remarkable what happened next. It's definitely a conversation piece. Becky Lynch gave Lyra a hug, but it was a fake hug because seconds later, clothesline. And then a manhandle slam. And I think she hit her with about 3 manhandle slams. She hit her with about 3 of them. And then after that, she walked out. So it's clear that Becky Lynch has turned heel. I'm curious as to what comes next. But yeah, Becky Lynch is turned, man. Becky Lynch is turned. This is probably one of the most energetic Raws that we've had, only because it's like it's multiple storylines that are worth talking about at the same time. We come back from commercial later on in the show, and Gunther is fussing at Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. I mean, it's unclear fully as to what it really is that he's so upset about, but he starts stepping to Michael Cole, and then he shoves back Pat McAfee and then locks in Michael Cole into the sleeper hold, which Pat McAfee defends Michael Cole and the security comes out there to break it up. Gunther busts through the security and locks in the sleeper hold on Pat McAfee now for a very long time. They struggle to separate them, and when they finally separate them, Pat struggles to walk towards the back, and Pat has to take the rest of the night off of the commentary since this happened. Jey Uso was celebrating his title win. Out came Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn praised him. He said he wanted to be the first one to do so. And then a few minutes later, Jimmy Uso came out there and they all celebrated. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I was a little scared because the way Sami Zayn was standing at a couple points, I was like, I don't know, because it's been a lot of portrayals lately. We kind of can't fully trust things right now. Right now, we have to pay attention because it's a lot going on. It's still technically WrestleMania season. It'll technically still be WrestleMania season for a few months. And as we know, during WrestleMania season, big stuff happens. So I was a little bit scared, but nothing happened. They all celebrated, and that was pretty much it for that. They weren't like interrupted or anything. Seth Rollins comes out there with Paul Heyman, and they are not too long afterwards interrupted by CM Punk. He comes out there still with the wrist tape around his hand. Him and Seth Rollins start getting into a brawl, and Punk starts backing Seth up into the corner. After knocking down Seth to the bottom of the corner, he looks at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was talking about that Punk put him in a position with Roman Reigns and him being his tribal chief and all of that. Punk grabs up Paul Heyman, right? Seth Rollins gets involved and slams down CM Punk, and delivers a stomp seconds later. Then after that, Paul Heyman makes a speech and he says, WrestleMania 42, there'll be a new champion, Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns interrupts that and then spears Seth Rollins. And then there's Paul Heyman left, which Superman punch to Paul Heyman, and then he starts backing up for a spear as well, which when he runs up for the spear, someone else spears him instead, someone in a hoodie. And it turns out to be Bron Breakker, who also spears CM Punk seconds later. And Roman Reigns tried to defend himself a little bit, but it didn't really work. He ran all the way around the ring and speared Roman Reigns through the barricade, breaking the barricade. And then he dragged him in the ring. And then Seth Rollins was looking at both of them, Punk and Roman. He runs back into the ropes, hits a stomp on CM Punk, and then hits another stomp on Roman Reigns. And you could tell Paul Heyman was just proud of it all. And that was pretty much it, man. This is, I think, the next big faction. Because, Seth Rollins has done this stuff before, like, remember, like, The Authority. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I was watching this, I was kind of getting flashbacks to when, Seth Rollins, remember when he had, like, Big Show and Kane, and they were all beating up on Roman Reigns back in the days of when The Authority was all together in a group. I was kind of getting flashbacks to that when watching this. Seth Rollins has been in control like this before. Like I said, I talked about, like The Authority, and then remember when he had the two titles, the US title, the WWE title. He's done this sort of thing before. And yeah, man, I think this is the new group. But if you notice, this is the third time in a row that CM Punk and Roman Reigns have been laid out at hands of Seth Rollins. The Raw before WrestleMania, at WrestleMania, and then the Raw after WrestleMania. 3 times in a row that they've made contact, and I think that they've gotten laid out. And I think that they're probably going to find common ground in that and wind up teaming up against Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker at WrestleMania Backlash. I think that's probably what's going to wind up happening. It's not going to be easy because we know how CM Punk and Roman Reigns are. We know how they are. But they're going to eventually, because they're not going to get along at first, but they're going to eventually find common ground in this and try to take them down, I feel like. And also, I don't think it'll be too long before Seth Rollins gets his hand on a championship either. I really don't. He's probably going to get Jey Uso's title. I feel like he'd probably get Jey Uso's title over Cena because it looks like Cena is wrapped up in Randy Orton right now. And even if Randy Orton did win the title, I don't think we're going to get the restart of the Rollins and Orton feud at the moment. I think that might come later. But I think for right now, Seth Rollins is going to win against that tag team match at Mania Backlash. And then after that, he's going to wind up going against Jey Uso, and he's going to win that title as well. That's what I feel like is going to happen. And one more thought. What if Becky gets some sort of involvement in this? Because, I mean, think about it. They both made statements in the same night. I mean, it might be kind of wild. I mean, it is possible, though. I just wanted to throw that in there. But that is it for this video, peeps. Peace out, peeps.